So how are we doing, guys, and welcome. It's Kraken here, and we've got just one question for you. Can a nerd survive the zombie apocalypse? How are we doing, guys? Welcome. Yes, we are here again. Day number 37. So we've got a few things to do. As always, at the beginning of an episode, we've got to check the game stage, which I keep forgetting to do. But we're there sitting at a nice round 98 at the moment, just under 100, so things are looking really good for us at the moment, though. There it is, 4 o'clock in the morning. We did get the scare of our lives last night, going through that tier 4 POI and that wandering horde coming through at the end. We're going to go back there with our jailbreakers this morning and see what was in that safe. But also overnight, you might have noticed I've got 500 rebarb frames down here. I've got a load of steel on me, and I've got loads more steel being made up. We'll come back for that a little bit later on. I've also got my auger and my claw hammer on me because we're going to go and do some building. We're going to start this new horde base. So I've spent all morning on the phone to Nemesis and checking out a few different horde designs. We've put something together where we've taken a few different parts of designs and things that we've tested, and we're going to try, well, I'm going to try and put something together using a couple of different concepts. So let's get over to that POI anyway, go and crack into that safe and get on with the building. So let's get cracking. Right, so literally just around the corner. Now you're loaded. Oh, also to get you up to date, I've taken the drum magazine out of him and changed him for the rad remover because we don't actually need the bigger magazine size, because he can take 101 rounds now because we've been putting the points into the robotics inventor over here. It makes your magazine size bigger every time you put it up, so that's good to know. And then obviously the big one here, yeah, even that one, 50 extra rounds, and then we can have 2 turrets. But let's get on in here and just see if there's anybody still around. Does not sound like it. Now if I remember correctly, I think it's just around here, this safe. I've also brought the steel shovel out with me, the tier 6. I'm going to see what that's like for stamina. Right, there it is. How many lockpicks do I have? 5 lockpicks. Let's try one without the jailbreakers, see if we get lucky. No, not a chance. Right, jailbreakers. Right, make sure we got our lucky looter goggles on. Should be in that slot there. There we go, lucky looter goggles on. And a waste of my time. If we're going to start doing this, then we're going to have to make sure that we buy a lot more of those jailbreakers, because obviously we've got 10 minutes there now and nothing actually left to do with them. But okay, there we go. Right, let's get onto the horde base. She's just over here. I've got a couple of trees to chop down as well. Get around the big rock. Oh, hello. Well, that could be our breakfast there. Just make sure we get over here. We'll get rid of a few of these trees. We're going to build it in this area here next to it. So then if things go wrong, we can literally jump to that base over there. Right, come on over. I don't want you coming and causing me issues later on down the line. There we go, beautiful. There we go. Right, well that's breakfast sorted. I'm going to chop a couple of these trees down and then get my stuff ready. And we're going to start building here next to this one. So they're both going to be facing the same way. But yeah, a little bit worried about this design, but let's get a few things in here and get started. Well, there we go. What a way to start the morning. Right. So, here we go then. Here we go. So, we're going to build a base, like I say, literally in line with this. So, we were going to build it over here. But if we come into any problems over there, that is a long distance to run. Especially with this, we've got the speed of zombies now, nightmare for night times. So my guys know Usain Bolt, he is not going to make it to there. So we're going to build it here next door to it. So if something goes wrong, we might even build a bridge at some point. But what we got to do is literally map out what we're going to be making here. 3, 4, 5. I'm going to make it slightly bigger than the bases we were looking at. So we're going to make it 7 by 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now what I am going to be doing in a minute is digging one block into the ground, because that will then reinforce us, just in case. With this, we're trying to make this base foolproof, so it's good enough for demos and everything else, which this base over here has been tried and tested. When you upgrade that to steel, it will do the job. But we want to try something different. The problem with this base is it's a really good base if you're going into strength. It's a strength build base. The whole idea is to use as much melee as possible. Our guy isn't really built for that. Yes, the Stumbaton is doing magnificent work, but I think when we start getting radiated and things like that, I think we'll start going to come into a few issues there. So we're going to give this a go. Right, on to the first time lapse. Right, so here we go. This is the first part. Now this basically represents what that passing gas represents there. It's really, this is just what we're going to be standing on. So this is nothing more than really just a POI. You could build this onto the side of a POI like we've done there, as long as there's no path to you, like a ladder inside or a staircase or something like that. And if there is, obviously you can block that off. Now, I'm going to start working from my plans and start again doing this with a bit of a time lapse to make life a little bit more bearable for you guys, because I can see me having to delete quite a few blocks. The rebarb is really good because you can go straight to reinforced concrete. I love using the cobblestone and the wood, especially in the early days, and upgrading it like that and then slowly getting it to reinforced concrete. That's really good for progression. But obviously we're already on day 37, so we really need to go straight to reinforced concrete and potentially steel for quite a few parts, hence why I've got quite a bit of steel on me. I've left a lot of the concrete mix back at the base. The only issue with the rebar frames is it can be very difficult to actually see, so I've got a load of wooden frames on me as well. Certain parts of this I might actually make out of a wooden frame to begin with, and then replaced with the rebar frame, just so I can really see what is going on, because it gets a little bit complicated. But let's try and get on with the next part of the base, and hopefully you'll get a bit of an idea of what we're trying to do here. Right, I hope that wasn't too painful for you, but here we go. So as you can see, we've got two ways with these long blocks here, which are all just out of the rebar menu here. I had to use these corner blocks, as you saw, these 1/8 size blocks to make a corner block here, because I need a little ledge in front for them to be able to potentially get to if they actually make it that far, so we can melee. There's going to be an element of melee, but it's going to be a lot smaller than the element here. Here they've just got to get past old Timmy Mallet over there, and then they're right up in my grills. But here they've got a lot more to contend with before they get to this part. But anyway, so now we've got to make ourselves a little ramp to come down here. And I'm not going to use the staircase because I always use the staircase. We're actually going to make that as a ramp and see how that works for us. Something a little bit different. And then we've got to start building on top of this, so we're encaged and safe by the vultures, etc., etc. And then we've got to get down to the traps. But let's get this ramp going first. Right, so there we go. We've now got a ramp made. Now that was starting to make me go a little bit cross-eyed, but we did get there in the end. Like I say, it's very difficult to actually see sometimes, especially when you've got all this grass and what have you in the way. But we put these corner bits on here, which is exactly the same as doing the corner stairs over here, which is very important. So the zombies, no matter what direction they're coming from, if they spawn in this direction, can still run their way up and over. And they've got a really nice way to get over to us here. Then we've got this ramp block in front, so they're going to be trying to run up that. But that's the next bit that we now need to block off. So we're going to use our famous poles here. So I've got 1,000,001. It's easier quite often to split your blocks up so you can keep some, especially when you're doing like the ramp there and you're using two different shapes alternately. It's sometimes really good to have your blocks just set up a little bit separately. So we've got the rebar frame here, which is the same as our wooden pole, and that's the same pole that we've used over there. So we're going to place that. Now we need to do it one above what we've got here, so we might actually have to build, yeah, we're going to have to build this bit up first. I'm going to use these nice triangle blocks, ramp blocks for the corners, just to keep it looking nice and smart. Let's see if we go 2 up, do this. Oh, hello, we've actually run out. So we'll go back over to there. Not sure whether 500 was going to be enough, but I wanted to start with a nice round number like that. Yes, I did break a couple, but I think it was only 3 that we broke, so not a massive number. I wanted to see if it was possible to, or basically be able to give you a number of how many we've used. Now, is that bigger? To me that looks bigger than the wooden one. So, oh, we've got an airdrop coming in. Where's the plane? There you go, and it's just dropped it over there. Okay. Well, next time we're heading in that direction, we will go and have a look. No, so there isn't a wooden pole, because that's too big. We're not going to be able to shoot and punch through that as much as I would like. So some of these we are going to have to use wood and then upgrade the cobblestone, because for some very annoying reason, even though we can get this block here to reinforce concrete, I'm stood in the way, there isn't the rebar equivalent. So basically we've got this bit here, and the zombies are going to come here. Now yes, that looks a little bit low, but they've obviously got this ridge here that they stand on, and then they're going to be trying to get up this ramp block here. So we're going to be like that, and then we need to go back to our just square blocks and just go a little bit higher. Because as you all well know, and if you don't know, you'll learn very quickly that I'm not the best shot in the world. So what I like to do is give myself the smallest area possible to shoot out of, because then I can't go too far wrong. As you all stand there laughing at me, or sitting there, depending on how you're watching this episode. So we need to now go, we've filled that block, so now we need to go to this block here, and there we go, and then we'll build a roof onto this thing. So my aim vision is blocked by these 2 lots of poles here. So that's it, I can't do any more than that. The last thing we want is zombies to be able to stand on top of each other, so that needs to come out in front. We had the same issue the first Horde night over here, so if you want a good laugh, watch that one back. So, oh, it's going to be a long day, people. It's going to be a long day. Now I think we're just about there. I think. Now we've got this bar here which we need because it's in line with this one. And we got this one here, so they definitely can't get through here. They should get pushed up by this ramp here. Well, these blocks going across like this. This is pushing them back down if they try and pile on top of each other. Yeah, I think we've got the fundamentals. We've got a little door at the back, which I'll be putting a ladder on very shortly, because at the moment I'm having to nerd pole absolutely everywhere I go. And I messed around with the roof a little bit up here. More for aesthetics than anything else. A corner block needs to go into that one, I believe. How far across have we gone on this side? Yeah, so we need to put another ramp block here. Walk in the tightrope here. Advanced rotation. In fact, no, we can just copy that rotation. Yeah, put one there, and then we put a corner block in the top. But I can do that when we get to the roof. Right. Now, I don't have a nail gun, which is a real shame. I've got some cobblestone on me, though, I believe, and some wood. Good stuff. Right. Now, to the upgrading. And trust me, I'm going to speed this up a lot. Right, that's got us about halfway through the upgrading. Now, I want to build this pit down here, which it's not essential that I dig the pit out straight away, but what is essential is that I make a way of being able to throw explosives down to that pit. And that means that we're going to have to build something through behind here, in this area here, where I attack these people, and make a little chute coming through here. So now that I've got these bits upgraded, I'm going to do the edges as well, because it's only going to be probably the center 3 blocks I'm going to make this in. So I'm going to upgrade these ones here at the side, because it starts getting very difficult to be able to see. As you can see, things are going drying really fast. If you stay in the area that you're upgrading cement, it dries a lot faster. So if I was to do all of this and then just run off, it would take forever. I think, yeah, I'm going to make this chute the center 3. I'm going to commit to that, so I'm going to upgrade these ones as well. A, so it's actually got some support, and B, so I can actually see.
I found this on the web for search for Gotham Supposed. Check it out.
Siri, be quiet. It's got nothing to do with you. Right, there we go. So now we've got to make this little chute in here, and that should all be supported by this bit in here. Yep, drying nicely. Right, let's get inside. This might take a bit of work. As you can see, I've only actually got... We've used about 400 blocks so far, because I did break a couple. So we're using quite a few blocks here. Let's get my door onto here. One, two, yeah, so we can jump in there. Right. So we've said we're not going to use these blocks here. So that can be upgraded. So I now need to think of a way of doing this. Right, okay. Let's do you and do you. Right, let me have a little play with this because this could take a little while. Right, I had some real issues with this chute over here because I built it the wrong way around. You need to stand on those wedge blocks there, not the wedge tips. Oh, and I've just... Oh, it's all gone wrong. Anyway, that's not the important bit. The important bit is I've just... The bit up here is the important bit. Here we go. You need to stand on these wedge blocks here so you don't fall down, and if you come back here you still can see a nice gap through there. So what we need to do now is fix this mess that I've just made over here. So we need to now fill this in. Now there's a few different ways we could do this. We could just block it up and that should give us enough, but can we do anything nice than that? Can we use... Because one, I don't want them just to... If I throw a grenade there and it rolls down this block, I don't want it to just... It needs to be able to roll all the way down. So I need to make this like one big ramp. So if I go like that... yeah, like that. There we go, we've got a ramp there. Now we need to do the other shape, which I've just accidentally got rid of, which needs to be in the same rotation as that one there, I believe. There we go, that makes a ramp. And there we go. And then if we put those ones in like that, that means if I throw something from up there, I know these rebar frames are really difficult to see. I apologise for that. I've been going cross-eyed myself. There we go. So we have a nice ramp all the way down there. So I, in theory, should be able to throw things down there. So that should all be good. I'm actually not overly sure whether this pole actually needs to be here or not. I haven't worked that one out yet. But that is where I'm going to have to leave you for today. We need to do a lot more to this base. I thought we were going to be able to get this done in a single episode, and how wrong was I? Because we need to, if I come back up to the other side, we need a lot more concrete, and I thought I had a lot of concrete, and I've only got 448. These take 20 each to upgrade, so that ate through my concrete. We need to build a wall coming off the side here, along here, all the way down to the edge of these bits here, and the same this side, so we can have electrical fences going across, and so that cops cannot see us from down here, because I don't want cops being able to start running in and see us from over here. So I want a wall only starting at this height, coming up to about this height, so about 3 blocks high, and then coming across either side, and that's where we'll put our electrical fences. Guys, thank you very much for joining me. I know it's been a bit of a grind today, but we need to get it done. So yes, tomorrow we're going to do some more raiding, and we're going to go and be getting a lot more stone. Guys, thank you very much. Any comments down below? Tell me what you think of the base. Any improvements? I'm all ears and legs. And I'll catch you guys later. Take it easy.